Hi. Today we will see how to overlay an app on the home screen of a mobile device. The app will be coded in Java. Let's see the project structure. Here we have the main activity and a myService class. And in the UI, we have an activity_main.xml file, which is the UI of the main activity. Also, we have a floating view XML file. This file contains the app's UI when the app is overlaid on the home screen of the mobile device. And then, we have a remove layout XML file. This file contains a small user interface that shows a remove text at the bottom of the screen when the app overlays on the home screen of the device. First of all, open the Android manifest file. And write down this system alert window permission. Also, the service class should be written like this in the manifest file. Okay. Now, let's see the UI first. In the activity_main.xml file, we have a button called Overlay the app. This is the code. In the floating_view.xml file, we have a text view and a close button under it. This is the code. In the remove_layout.xml file, we have a text view where the remove word is written. This is the code. Now, let's see the main activity. These are the imports. This is the main activity. In the onCreate function, this is the onClick listener of the button. When the button is clicked, we first check if the system overlay permission has been granted to the app or not. If the permission is not granted, we request the permission. If the permission is already granted, then, we start the service class. And simultaneously, we finish this main activity. So now, the main activity is gone from the screen, the app has closed, and the app reappears on the home screen of the mobile device with the user interface that is coded in the other two XML files. This is how we request the overlay permission, using the activity result launcher. And this is how we get the response if the permission has been granted or denied. If permission is granted, we follow the same logic as in the button click event mentioned above. Now, let's see the myService class. These are the imports. This is the myService class. These are the data members. In the onCreate function, first, think of the window manager as a tool that helps us place things on the screen, even if our app is closed. Here, we are asking the system for access to the window manager. Then, we inflate both the XML files, floating_view.xml, and remove_layout.xml. Here, we are creating rules for how the floating bubble should behave. It should take up just enough space for its content. It should float on top of other apps. It should not steal focus, meaning users can interact with other apps normally. It should allow transparency. Finally, we tell the window manager to place the floating bubble on the screen. Here, we are setting up the rules for how the remove area should behave. Remove area is where we drop the bubble to remove it. It should stretch across the entire width of the screen. It should be 200 pixels in height, so it's easy to drop the bubble on it. It should float over other apps. It should not take focus, meaning users can still interact with other apps. It should be transparent. When the Close button is clicked, we close the floating bubble, and the app stops overlaying the home screen. Here we set up the onTouch listener of the bubble. This code defines a touch listener for the floating bubble. It helps detect when the user presses, drags, or long presses the bubble. This is the first part of the touch listener, which mainly handles the moment when the user touches down on the bubble. If the user presses and holds for 0.5 seconds, the remove area appears. If the user just taps and moves the bubble, the next part of the code will take over. This part of the onTouch method handles when the user drags or moves the floating bubble. When the bubble is moved, it updates its position. It checks if the bubble is near the remove area. It slightly shrinks the bubble when near the remove area. This part of the onTouch method handles when the user releases, which means, lifts their finger from the floating bubble. If the bubble is dropped in the remove area, it gets removed. Otherwise, the remove area disappears. These functions were used in the code above. This method is called when the service is being stopped. It removes the floating bubble from the screen to free up memory. This line ensures the bubble doesn't stay visible after the service is gone. Now, let's run the app. As you can see, when I click the button, first, we need to grant the overlay permission to the app. Now, if I click the button again, the main activity gets destroyed, and the app overlays on the home screen of the mobile device with an entirely new user interface. As I move this bubble, a small remove word gets shown at the bottom of the screen. If I put this bubble in that bottom space, it will be removed. As you saw, I dumped the bubble in the remove part, and it disappeared. Now, I will click this close button, and the bubble will be removed from the home screen. So that's it. That's how you can overlay an app on the home screen of a mobile device, in a Java Android app. Thanks for watching.